or even since last night. If you've not been on the website since last night at like, I would say 10 o'clock at night last night, I put on about 200 more items, either free or super deep discounted. Okay. Um, so if you have not gone on the website in a couple days, or if you went on yesterday morning and got all your freebies, go back on. The freebie items are one per person per day. So if you went on yesterday morning and you got all your freebies, go back on today. You can have one more of all the free items. Alyssa's gonna kill me because she's gonna have humongous orders when she comes back tomorrow. But that's okay. They've had time off. Oh no, they don't even come back till the 5th. So the one more week, because she's gonna have massive orders. So um just be mindful that there's no one at the warehouse today. There's no one at the warehouse last week. There's no one at the warehouse this week. Orders will not start shipping out until January 5th. That does not mean your order will go out on January 5th. That means they will start shipping orders on January 5th, because there's only 2 order packers and we are getting hundreds of orders because I'm making so much stuff free. They still have to pick it, pull it, pack it. And so just be mindful that hundreds and hundreds of orders are coming in daily, that are 90% of everything in the order is free. And so they're going to be having, it's going to be very similar for them for like a spectacular. It didn't occur to me that that was going to happen until literally like 5 minutes before this live. I'm like, I'm doing all this free stuff. They still have to pick all those for the orders, pack it, and like do it. I'm like, I was like, oh my goodness. But they will do it. They will do whatever. But I look, because I love doing this for you guys. So yes, if you haven't been up on the website in a couple days, or even if you were there yesterday morning, if you did not go late last night or early this morning, I put up like 200, because there's like 50. I know there's like 200 because there's like, when I'm doing my editing and coding, there's like 50 per page, and I did like 4, 5, or 6 pages. So I know I did at least 4 for sure. But I kept going. So I'm saying 200. There's probably more than 200. There's like 20 pages of today's deals right now. And everything there is either free or super deep discounted. Okay. So have fun. Happy Sunday, y'all. Happy almost New Year. I told you we're going to do a fun new ringing in the New Year week. Everything there was going to be something awesome. Yesterday, I actually spent a ton of time unpacking. I had like when we first moved in the first couple weeks, a ton of boxes were dragged into the house. Thinking that would just make it easier. Well, I could just unbox one box. Well, the problem is I am just here by myself with 4 kids, still working full time, homeschooling, and I have a 2-year-old. So I haven't gotten to any of those boxes. I'm not getting to any of that packing. So since Ivan is here, my parents and my sister took my kids this weekend. I have the baby. And so Ivan is here to kind of keep tabs on the baby. And so I've just been unboxing because it's about 75 degrees there. Not here. It's chilly here right now. Well, in my house, I don't know what it is outside. I haven't been outside yet, but it's 52 degrees in my house. I have my heater on. So yeah, so if you haven't been up on the website is iwantglitter.com. Click on today's deals. That's where you're going to see all these freebie items and deep discounted items. So the freebie stuff is 1 per person. Okay, it's 1 per person. If you add more than 1, so if you go in like, oh, it's free, I'll get 10, it won't ship to you. So when they pack your order, if there's more than 1, they won't even be adding it to your order. To qualify for the freebies, it is 1 per person. So if you get greedy and take too many, don't worry, it's fine. You can do that, but it won't actually show up in your order. Hi, good morning, good morning. Do 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 do. Yeah, yesterday was 60 degrees here, but it's been like 70, 75, 80. Of course, Ivan came in town because he came in town for Thanksgiving and it rained. It came in town today. Yes, the vouchers do expire on the 31st. He came in town this time and it's been raining and cold. He's like, California sucks. I'm like, actually, you keep bringing Texas with you. Stop it. Stop coming to visit. You keep bringing the crappy weather. Mm-hmm. Yes, they're vouchers, not gift cards. So the voucher does expire on the 31st. So use your voucher this month. Good morning. Good morning. So let's have some fun. I we've got 2 tumblers that I want to epoxy. We've got this guy that we want to dome up and finish. We've got, what do I do? Ooh. We've got this guy that I can start rhinestoning. We're not gonna do that right now. What do we want to play with first? Now this guy, ooh, this guy. This is gonna be going in someone's order. Alyssa picked who it was. Oh, I should ask her who it was. I told her, I told her to pick a name and she said, got it, on it, but I forgot to figure out the name. So I will get that ready. Let's do that first. Okay, so here we go. If you are new to hanging out with us, we work on tumblers. We kind of teach you guys how to customize them. Yes, the Cardinal Glass Mix. Uh-huh. Yeah, I told you guys everything in today's deals is either free or super deep discounted. Okay. So this is a tumbler that we sublimated. If you're new to this, these are just blank. They look white. It's a sublimation ready surface. We sell sublimation prints. We have hundreds of them on the website. If you just go to the website and go to the sublimation section, you're going to see all of our sublimation prints. This happens to be one of them, but we have tons. Okay. They are formatted to fit a 20-ounce tumbler. We wrap them. We use some tools, wrap them. We put them in a heat press. This is heat press. This is the one we love and use in the warehouse. And we press these tumblers. Now, if you don't, I know. If you don't, isn't it cool? It's so beautiful. If you don't have a sublimation printer or press, that is okay. We will print these for you guys. So if you get and you want to start kind of having fun and doing what we do, yeah, isn't it wonderful, Shelley? We will pre-sublimate these for you. I'm not going to stone the koi. This is going to be going in someone's order. This is going in an order. The day that we pressed this, I was like, I want to do this so bad, but I can't add one more to my lineup. So I'm going to make it. And then we glittered the butt. And I said, I'm going to put it in someone's order from that day. So if you place an order on the Koi Fish Day, you got entered in to win it. Alyssa picked a winner. Hi, everybody. But that koi fish is a print on the website. But like I said, if you have a heat press, but you don't have a printer, that's okay. You can buy all the prints from us. We sell them as a sublimation print. We also sell them as a pre-sublimated tumbler. So it will come as the tumbler with the print on it. You don't have to sublimate it or print it. So you get the price of the tumbler and the print already on the tumbler done, and we will ship it to you like this, ready to rock and roll and rhinestone. If you haven't hung out with us for a while, this is a fun new thing we're doing. And we take those prints and we detail out the print in rhinestones. These have really, really picked up in popularity. They sell very easy. They're like at markets, people are very drawn to them. They're sparkly, they're gorgeous. They're also just a wonderful personal hobby. I find it, now I guess not everybody, I find it extremely relaxing to sit and do these. It's like my favorite thing to do at night. Any night that I don't have to work and I don't have a lot piled up on me that I need to get done, I sit and do this. Like I love doing it. I do it on lives with you guys. It's a little tedious to watch on a live, but I love doing it. So it's a major addiction. So, but it's very calming for my senses, my nervous system. It's very calm because your brain can't be running about a million things that you're doing because you're focused on doing this. So it kind of calms your brain, calms your body, puts you in a state of just like chill. So I really, really, this is like mental health for me and therapy. It's cheaper than therapy. I said, I haven't seen many others doing to detailed stoning. I think you kicked it off. I have no idea. It all started really with this dragon here when I was like, I love this print, but I want to embellish it. And I took see how it's got this like printing here. And so I went in and I just wanted it there and there. And then I was like, well, that's a little bulky, chunky. Now we're going to go in. I wish I had just gone in and just done the lines. And then that's kind of where it went from there. I hadn't seen anybody else doing it. So maybe, I don't know. I'm also one of the first creators to start teaching epoxy tumblers. There was like 2 other people that had put a video on YouTube, and one had put like one video, one had put a couple videos. And then I didn't even know that epoxy tumbler, I didn't even know that anybody had ever done it. I was just doing it. It's something I figured out how to do it because like I've been taught how to use epoxy for other things, other epoxy art things, and I wanted to make a tumbler. now I kind of want to make one of those tumblers. I wanted to make a tumbler that looked like a rock with an amethyst geode coming out the side. So if you know me, I love my stones, I love rocks, I love crystals, and I wanted it to look like an amethyst, a wine glass with an amethyst coming out the side. So I made them. I made a set of them just for myself, created them, finished them, and then I posted it in a crafting Facebook group. I was like, oh my gosh, I just finished these. I'm super proud of them. You know, I had a blast making them. It was a learning curve and process for sure. It wasn't my first time doing epoxy, but it was my first time like making it look like a 3D geode. And that post within like 2 hours had 750 comments. Most of them were asking how I did it. And I was like, I edited my post. And I was like, look, I'm not gatekeeping this. I would happily teach this to you guys. I have no idea how to even write this all out where it would make sense for you guys to like learn it. And so he said, well, film it. So well, I don't know how to film like a video like that, but I'll figure it out and I'll film it. And it took me 2 months because that's when I had the triplets. So it took me 2 months to get enough time for each step and have someone film it. Either Ivan or our nanny at the time helped me. They would hold the camera, just literally hold it while I did the step in my dark unlit garage. And then I posted, and then I got it, all the pieces. And then it took me time to figure out a program to put it into to put all the pieces together. And then even then I didn't know how to edit it shorter. So it's like a 2 hour video. And then I went to post it in this Facebook and I kept updating the post. Like I haven't forgotten, I'm still working on the video. Um, um, so uh I was like, I'm trying to post now. I said, now I've got the video done, but I'm trying to post it to this group, but because it's 2 hours long, it can't post here. And then somebody's like, well, put it on YouTube. And I was like, well, I don't know how to do that. So then I got to figure out that. And then I put it on YouTube and it got like 10,000 views in like 2 weeks. And then I was like, and then they were like, well, what else? We love this. This concept is super cool. What else can you do? And I was like, well, I have this really cool bee tumbler, and then landslide from there. And then I was like, well, I have this really cool bee tumbler where I glitter a tumbler and then I coat it with the epoxy and then I get it nice and smooth. And I put these stickers on that are like honeycomb shaped, and then I spray paint over it. And then I use alcohol inks to make it look like honey. And then I peel the stickers off and that makes it look like honeycomb because the gold glitter shuts. And I had a whole video. So that's my second video. And then it just landslided from there of me just teaching you guys really, really cool things. So, and then Little Liam Rose was born because y'all wanted to buy the products, and you're like, where do you buy these products? And for about 6 months, I was sending you somewhere else, and you guys just kept saying, we would just want to buy them from you. Can't you just start carrying? Can you just start doing this? And so, I did. Ba-dum-bum. So if you've never heard the origin story of Little Liam Rose, that is the origin story. My original business name was never meant to be like this big business. It was Three Bird Designs because I had the triplets. And I was just selling these little trinkets and things, and so I had the Three Bird Designs for the three little girls. But if we've talked about this for years, you still have your OG? Yes. We've talked about this for years about SEO, search engine optimization. If you name your business White Sage Designs or Flying Sparrow Designs, anything like that is going to be terrible search engine optimization, because everybody wants a whimsical, pretty, like very ethereal business name, but so does everybody else. So what I tell you guys, when you decide on what to name your business, I was never planning on doing anything with Three Birds Designs. It was always just like really just like legal protection. So that's what you do. But if you are really going to if you're going to be doing markets, if you're going to sell on Amazon, Amazon has Amazon Homemade, right? I love Amazon Homemade. Amazon has a homemade tab. Just saying. Just saying. If you haven't looked into that, we've had this conversation too before of where to sell your wares other than at markets, because markets, you just have that business of just the people that are walking by. And some people are just at markets to be outside and to get a coffee and wander through and maybe try some dips and try a little hand moisturizer at a little booth, but they're not really there to spend money. If you sell online, you are broadening your market to the whole world. Anyway, we're getting way off track. Search engine optimization. We're bringing it back in. You guys, my brain reels with business stuff constantly. So search engine optimization. If you're picking your business name, sorry, we're wrapping it back around to the original point. If you're picking your business name, was this even our original point? I don't think so. Google your business name. Google the business name that you're thinking about using. Just put that business name in. Not with the Inc. or the LLC. Just put peony, pretty peony design or pretty peony design and see what pops up. If you get more than, I would honestly say 2 with that search, don't use that business name, because if you're finding it now with those 2, you will potentially get swamped out. When you search the business name you want to use, you want to find nothing. You want to find nothing, or you want to find nothing that has any of those words in the title. So, for example, when I do Little Lee as one word, because that's the business name, is Little Lee and Rose. Even if you do Little Lee and Rose, I dominate the first 3 pages of YouTube, not YouTube, Google. So if you Google Little Lee and Rose right now, the first, like, I haven't checked it in probably 2 years, but the last time I looked, we dominated the first 3 pages of Google. Everything you Googled, it was either bringing up our Facebook, a post, a blog, a YouTube video, a Snapchat video, a TikTok, like all this thing. It's all us. Okay. Because nobody else in the world is going to have the name Little Lee and Rose. It's very specific to me. It's not necessarily cutesy. It's very odd, but it's me. It's like Walmart, Target, weird, like, well, anywho. And then if you look, keep your logo simple. Ours is a branch. It says Little Lee and Rose. The L, the little branch comes off the L, becomes a little branch, and the 3 little birds, the mama bird and the 3 little birds are sitting on it. Of course, now 8 years later, I've had a baby, but it has the little birds on it. Target, it's literally just a bullseye. Walmart, it's like a little yellow star. Very identifiable because it's very simple. People get way too elaborate in their, like my logo, and it's like a pretty little wreath garland around a goat scampering through the middle with florals and a skull at the bottom and the swirl with their initials going through it. That's not identifiable. Your brain just goes, oh, that's whimsical and pretty, and then you move on. You won't, if you see that logo again in a month, you're not going to know who it is or what it is. You see Target's logo, you instant recognition. So keep your logo very, very simple. Keep your business name very specific and different. That's if you want to, if you're going to be marketing online or trying to grow your audience past just selling to your neighbors and at little markets and things. And even if you're doing markets, honestly, I would be mindful of being identifiable, because you want people, they might not remember your face, but they might remember your logo going by, and they're like, "Ooh, I bought a cup from you. I remember because this cup. I remember this logo. There's like a little small. Put your little logo tiny on the bottom of the corner. Like, put a little logo right here. Don't make it big because nobody wants logos. But if it's like a little, and they're like, oh, I recognize that because I have this tumbler and it still holds up and it's been 2 years and I love it. I'm going to get one for my niece." Remember, every customer is a potential future customer as well. And this is how I looked at being a hairstylist as well. Every new customer that walked into my hair salon, sat in my chair, was potentially a raise for me. Because if I could hook them in, do a good haircut, and hook them in and schedule them for the next appointment, my customers, my clients were scheduling 3 appointments out because I was always so booked. So I would get them, I'd be like, okay, we booked one today. Let's book your next one. For you, your next appointment is actually 4 weeks from now. If a men's haircut, let's say a men's haircut, they come in like, okay, your next appointment's in 4 weeks. We've got the next 3 booked for you, but we just used one, so let's put another one on the end. So I'm like, okay, and I would always keep, every time somebody came in for appointment, I would add another one on the end. Also, I'm totally disorganized now that I have kids, but before then, I kept immaculate records of my clients. So I would go into that customer's, as I see, oh, Bob's coming in for a haircut, I'd pull up Bob's account in my his little information on my notepad. And I would pull up Bob and I would see, okay, his last appointment is scheduled for January 26th. He's got these 3 appointments, and I'd erase the current appointment that he's at, and then I would remember, okay, he's got a book on, and I would write that date. So then when it came to the end, I'd pop it open, look at Bob, and it's like, okay, Bob, you just used today's appointment. You got the next 2 scheduled, but let's get your 3rd one scheduled. So when it comes down to your haircut, you can use that same mentality with current customers when they buy from you. Say, hey, we have a return customer policy. If I can get your sign this, put your name and your email address down here, we will keep track of when you purchase from us. And after your 4th purchase, you get a 25% discount. And so they'll give you their information. Say, we don't mass email. Like, you guys, we have an email list. By the way, if you are not signed up for our email list on our website, go sign up, because the only thing I ever send you there is coupon codes and free stuff and announcements about sales. And I don't even have time to do that. So you're not going to get spammed. I'm not going to send you 3 emails a day. I'm not even going to send you 1 a day. I'm probably not even going to send you 1 a month. Mama ain't got time for that. But sign up for our email list. It's at the very, very bottom of the first opening page of our website, because if you do get an email from us, open it, because it's an email with a coupon code or a discount, or this is going to be on super sale tomorrow, get ready. It launches at 10 a.m., something like that. I only use it for awesome stuff. So, anywho, but keep tabs of your customers. That will bring them back. And when they buy their second, say, oh, you're only 2 purchases away from a 25% off coupon, or make it something free. Because that's what we love, right? We actually love free stuff. For me, like free yogurt, like my coupon, like get 20 yogurts and get your a free yogurt. Yes. Buy 4 tumblers, get a matching buy 4 tumblers, and on your 4th tumbler, you'll get a matching straw cap, coaster, and keychain, or keychain, or thing to hang in let them pick whether they want a keychain, a coaster, a straw topper, or a cute little hanging thing for in their car, the rearview mirror, whatever that thing is. You know what I mean? Like loyalty programs. Okay, see, you guys, level out. My brain never stops spinning. Okay, we were supposed to be crafting. We got off. So if you guys are just hanging out, just know, if you haven't been on the website since late last night I put over 200 items on either super deep discount or free on the website under today's deals. So go check it out. Over 200 items, either super deep discount or free on the website. Coupon codes will work with it. If you have a certain coupon code, works with a certain thing. Vouchers will work with it, because I'm going in and physically changing the price, so that if the price is already lower and a coupon code will combine with that low price. If I just give you a coupon code to make these things free, then if you had another coupon code or discount them, then another coupon code won't stack on top of it. So I'm physically going in. That's why it happened late last night, because that's the only time in the day that I had. I sat there and did it last night. But I'm physically changing the prices so that any available coupon codes will work with it. So the emails to sign up for our email sign up, go to iwantglitter.com, scroll to the very, very, very bottom, and it says newsletter or subscribe or something. Should go look. It says either newsletter or subscribe. We don't sell your information. I wouldn't even know how to do that. So don't worry. I ain't gonna be passing it to sell my subscriber list to Michael's. Oh, darn it. Sorry, my computer's dead. I can't even pull it up. It either says subscribe or newsletter. Sorry, my computer's dead. Okay. Yeah. So also, you guys, we hit a huge, huge mark. Our Facebook page, our Facebook group is small and mighty. We are 46,000 members strong. Our Facebook page just hit 290,000 followers. I don't even know what our Snapchat is. It was around the same, but 290,000 followers on Facebook. It's so wild. It's so wild. 290,000. Amazing. So you guys, thank you for the blessings and for being partaking with us. Okay. Well, this was going to be a craft session, but let's keep it rolling on the business section, because I do want to tell you guys this. Now, as far as business goes, ways and avenues to market yourself. Use every avenue. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Do them. Okay. Get a little Facebook private page going. Don't just make your page, don't just make your business page about selling stuff. Make your page about community, sharing, saying, hey, I'm not going to be at this market, but like updates, like, hey, I'm not going to be vending at this market, but there's a little farmer's market in town. If you haven't tried it out, da 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 da, here's the link to go check it out. Make it about where people can come to get information. Make it where people want to be there. Because if it's only ever about, I made these, buy these, it's not going to draw people to your page because people are like, oh, I don't need a Tumblr. They're going to swoop, 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 swoop. But if you make it about your community, make it about, aid or help or things, add things to your page, information, say, hey, I'm going to host a little crafting get together. I'm looking for 5 ladies who just want to get together, sip hot chocolate and make a keychain. And be like, supplies will be provided. And all y'all, if you're one of our regulars, you have a gajillion little acrylic blanks or little bezels or little gummy bears or little trinkets that you probably either got out of Craft Addicts Mix or whatever, and have those set out. Then you're not only that, you're using a little bit of product. All, by the way, all of that is a tax write-off because it's marketing, it's under marketing. Because then when those 5 ladies are there, you get a chit chat, you reach them personally, and then you can say, keep an eye out, guys. There's going to be a little bonus, like if you buy something, you're going to get something or whatever, and or have tumblers, like do it in your craft space where you have finished tumblers up on the wall, and they might be like, ooh, I love that one. Can I get that one while I'm here? So what little output you do, huge return. One of my favorite things to even tell you guys is back in the day before I was Lily and Rose, I made a Tumblr because I wanted to see if I could get some business from the firefighter wives and the firefighters. And I made my friend's husband a Tumblr for her firefighter husband. And he took it into the station. I didn't even tell her I'm giving you, I'm like, he took it into the station and then he messaged me. He's like, I have 5 people who want one. So, and I was just practicing a design. I wanted to practice a design on the Tumblr and play with it. And it was practice for me. And then I wrote it off as marketing and I got 5 customers from it. That's it. Simple as that. But Etsy, I know a lot of people struggle with Etsy. You're going to see a lot of pooing on Etsy. And yes, Etsy can be a crazy field now. They've allowed a lot of drop shippers. They allow um, uh, people who are like third party printers anyway, but that doesn't mean that you can't sell there. Also, Amazon Handmade. We're gonna loop back to Etsy in just a second. Amazon Handmade. Okay, just check it out. Etsy, backing up to Etsy. Now, a lot of people are intimidated by Etsy. A lot of people have heard bad things about Etsy. But the thing about Etsy is the people who are complaining about Etsy, one, you have to remember that everything you see online is either just genuine good information, which that exists. That's what I do. I have no ulterior motive. I don't rage bait. I'm just teaching things. It just happens to work beautifully. And we do all the good things. But there are people rage baiting. There are people, they're being controversial. They're being negative. They're doing this stuff intentionally because it gets them clicks and views. If you don't know this yet, people make money on social media. It is called influencing, but some of them are doing it by using negative stuff because they're not trying to go for sponsorships. They're going for clicks and views. TikTok pays you. Once you get to a certain level on TikTok, you can get paid for clicks and views. People liking the people, you get paid for every like, you get paid for every view, you get paid for every comment, you get paid for every share. It's pennies on the dollar. So that's why they go for mass amounts, and they'll say something ridiculous like, okay, you want to hear why you shouldn't be on Etsy? So anybody who's on Etsy is going to, yes. And then they're going to watch it. And then if they actually believe the garbage this person is spewing or have interest in it, they're going to like it. And if it makes them really, really mad, they're going to comment. Or if they say, they'll be like, everybody, y'all, if you're selling on Etsy, you're an idiot. And they do that on purpose because they know somebody's watching and they can't help themselves because they're on Etsy and they just feel like they just got called an idiot. And they're like, I'm not an idiot in the comments. That comment just made got them paid. So they're doing, it's called rage bait. They do it on purpose. They know that people cannot control their little typing fingers and they're going to comment. And then people comment about their comment. It's called rage bait. There are Tumblr creators who do it. It is aggravating to my soul because I'm like, why be negative about somebody else's business? Why be negative about what somebody else does just for clicks and views? Now, if I'm ever negative about something, that's because I genuinely feel negative about something. I'm just a very genuine person. Anywho, Etsy, coming back around. So be mindful when you're consuming anything on social media that exists. Like they literally will say something because they know that there's people who can't help themselves and they will comment. It's called rage bait, and they're getting paid for that. Etsy. Etsy is humongous. But what Etsy does is Etsy has like 30 million people who have accounts with Etsy. And so Etsy is bringing you customers. You're not standing on the roadside with a sign, like buy my Tumblr. You put your stuff on Etsy and you now have the potential to be in front of 30 million people. I don't know the actual number. I used to know the actual number. It's a crazy number. This huge number of people that you now have the ability to be in front of. But you need to still get yourself seen in the sea of things. One, photography. The way you photograph your Tumblr. Learn basic editing. Learn basic editing. A while back, my goal was to have some sort of photography competition with you guys. That was in the middle of being pregnant and being absolutely miserable. And then I had to lay off Emily and my life spiraled because I had to take on Emily's job and because the business took a downturn. This tariff war is crushing us. And so I had to take on a lot more responsibilities that Emily was handling. And so that kind of went by the wayside. My goal with that was to get you guys to better it had nothing to do with me. It wasn't going to make me any money having you guys compete for photos. It was to force you guys to kind of learn how to do and edit on your photo. Because if you're just taking a picture and you're posting it, it's not crisp, it's not bright, it's not interesting. You need to learn backgrounds, you need to have a vibe. If you go on Amazon Handmade, they have a very specific way that it needs to be marketed. All white background, just the image. You can't have, once you click into it, it can have whatever you want. But the original image is just like a cup with a white background. So it would just be this cup with a white background. Right? So they have very specific because you're just focused on the item. So be mindful of your editing. Also be mindful of your shop. If you don't have 100 items in your shop, you're doing yourself a disservice. Doesn't mean that you can't make a shop with 5 things in it, but what happens, and I do this, you will click on one thing, you'll think it's pretty, and then you'll click on that person's shop to see what else they have. So if you only have 5 things, you only have 5 things out in the world of Etsy that get somebody to click on it and then come into your shop. If you have 100 things, you have 100 things out on Etsy that somebody's potentially going to click on and then click into your shop. I click into people's shops almost every time I'm on Etsy because I want to see, like, I'm either there for a body butter and I finally find the body butter that's very, very, very difficult to find. It's usually only on Etsy. And then I find it on Etsy and then I'm like, oh, what else do they have that I might be interested in? Click in. Things like that. So you want to have a broad shop, a big shop. You don't want to have a shop that has like your sneakers for sale and a pot holder that you made and a tumbler that you did and a diamond painting that you finished and a piece of whittled wood. If you're going to have multiple varieties of things, have multiple stores or have it all tied together with a vibe. I am drinking out of a naked tumbler. Girl, I have like 20 naked tumblers. It's rare you guys even see me drink out of a decorated one. You want to know why? I do this as my therapy and I give my cups away because my husband puts them in the dishwasher and ruins them. My husband puts them in the dishwasher and ruins them. He puts these, they're not supposed to go in the dishwasher. He puts them in the dishwasher. He puts everything in the dishwasher. I just yanked one of my girls, the ones that I rhinestone for the kids that they do use and I hand wash. He put one in the dishwasher and I was watching him load it. And I was like, Ivan, you would think after all these years that he would either ask or he would just know. Like, if it has decoration on it, don't put it in the dishwasher. But his OCD, he can't. He has, my husband has OCD. His brain's just like, clean it, clean it, clean it, clean it. And I'm like, but he's gonna ruin their cups. I already know it. I would never have anything sold out on my Etsy shop. If it sells out, put it for sale. Put it that it has a 6-week turnaround time, and put it back for sale. So if you're doing tumblers on Etsy, have ready to ship is phenomenal. So have a lot of ready to ships, but also have like custom things, but put like 3, you can do a 3-week, 2-week turnaround, 3-week turnaround, because you got to get it done. A 2-week turnaround to ship date. And put, this is going to be custom made for you. It has a 2-week turnaround from time for us to create and make, but never have anything sold out. If it's homemade, you should be able to duplicate it and you shouldn't have anything sold out. Hello. Okay. So that's one tip on Etsy's. And if you're going to do like, you can have an Etsy store that is all beach themed. So it could be all crafts and different crafts, but it's all whimsical, soft, like chic beach themed things. And have the heading be that, have that title of that shop be, toes in the sand, drink in my hand, or whatever that shop name needs to be. It doesn't have to be your business name. Lily and Rose was not Lily and Rose. Three Bird Design was not Three Bird Design. Okay, so have that shop. Then let's say you're like, okay, now I want to do a Christmas store. Do a whole Christmas themed store of all Christmas themed tumblers. You can have multiple stores. Okay. Now they do charge you per listing or whatever, but that's cost of doing business. That is all a tax write-off. So if you make your own website, you're going to reach whoever you market to and whoever you can get your website in front of. That is not to say a personal website isn't good. It's wonderful. Okay. As long as you have the base to be able to push that out to. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Start a TikTok, start a YouTube channel, YouTube is a beast, but start a TikTok, start an Instagram, start a Facebook page. And like I said, don't just make it about selling. Make it about community, whether it's the crafting community or your local community or whatever. And then get a following and then have that avail. And like this, I have Lily and Rose, iwantglitter.com. It exists within me having this conversation with you guys. All right. So if you guys are just jumping in right now, just know that this live started with me making sure that everybody knows that if you have not been under today's deals today, last night, super late at night, like 10 o'clock at night, I put over 200 items on the website, either free or super deep discounted. So I'm just putting that out there. Okay, I just want to make sure everybody knows. Check the website today because there's a ton of free and super deep discounted items. The free items are 1 per person. There's a little thing under today's deals that says that 1 per person. If you get more than 1 per person, you will be disqualified. It will not ship to you. To qualify to get the freebies, you get 1 per person. Okay. Oh, good. You got them. Yay. Okay. So that's it. Okay. Moving on. Now, Etsy, the other thing that you want to do with your Etsy store is once a week, go into every single listing that you have and update it. Even if you change one word, go in, edit, change one word at the very end, like thank you for shopping, save, and do that on every single listing. Next week, go in, edit, remove, thank you for shopping, and put keep smiling, save. Because when you are active in your Etsy store, Etsy pushes you out. The algorithm pushes you out more because they say, hey, she's trying, she's active, she's editing, she's trying to update and increase and do what she can. Update. Okay. Also, try to add at least one thing to your Etsy store a week if you can. So editing. Also have multiple pictures of an item. If you just have one picture of this tumbler, it's not probably going to sell because you can't see this part. You can put up a video get one of those tumbler spinners and put a little thing. If you're going to do the tumbler spinner, edit out the background, go to canva.com, Go to Canva, it's an app too, and just do remove background and just have the spinning tumbler as one of your videos, so there's nothing distracting it. Or if you're going to do this cute one, get a cute little base, get a nice little background, put a little holly berries around it, and then have like that. Keep it simple, but create the vibe. Either have it completely, don't just hold it like this in your space and be like, "Shh, this is what I've got for sale," because that feels like a yard sale. Get away from a yard sale feel. And this is what I also tell you guys at your market booths. If you just have a ton of stuff on your table, just flat on your table and just a bunch of stuff on it, it looks like a yard sale table. Okay. This is the number one thing that I see at markets, because we love to go to markets here. I loved it in Texas. I love it here. I like shopping small business. I'm not gonna walk up to somebody in the market and be like, "Oh, your table looks like a yard sale. You shouldn't market like this." I'm not gonna do that because that makes me the worst. But I see this all the time. They just have like a rack and there's just tons of stuff hanging on it and everything, and label everything with a price, and there's no pricing, and it's just like this. I'm like, I'm not even gonna shop. One, it looks like a yard sale. None of this gives me a feeling. None of this makes me go, "Oh, this is so pretty. This would," and sorry, I spiral. I have so much information. Mark the prices on everything. I personally wouldn't label this. I would have a little sign that says tumblers, custom created travel tumblers, $25. And let's just say it's all your sublimated tumblers. Have all those here and a little sign that says custom sublimated, created unique sublimated tumblers, whatever. And had $25. And then over here be like, upgrade glittered sublimated tumblers, $35. Upgraded rhinestone sublimated rhinestone. Don't even put sublimated tumblers. Just put simple, or just put unique tumblers, $25. Glittered unique tumblers, $35. Glittered rhinestone unique tumblers, $75 or whatever. You decide how many stones you use, whether you're doing glass or resin. Your pricing is obviously going to be different. And have a going through, so have everything priced so that they can decide what level of price they want. You can even have the same tumbler, do 3 fish tumblers, do one basic like this, do a simple glitter butt, even if you don't even have to do that, right? Simple glitter butt, do the next one with 2 coats of epoxy on it with a little bit of bitty bow and the glittered butt. Next one, a little bit of bitty bow, glittered butt, and some rhinestones through there. Okay. Now, take it a step farther. This is me, if I was going to get back into the market world, going to markets. The absolute best that you can do for yourself, and I know it's very, very hard as a small business because your brain goes, I can only spend what I get out of it. The problem with that is it's a hamster wheel. And if you're not willing to invest in your own business, why would somebody be willing to buy from your business? Right? You need to believe in yourself. Like, I don't know what I just pushed. You need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in your business. And if you put your own personal money into your business, you're going to work 10 times harder. So when I started Literally and Rose, even just the YouTube channel, when I decided, I'm like, okay, I'm going to create this Facebook group so I can help people. And I'm going to create my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is hopefully going to generate me some money. I'm going to work really, really hard on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to invest. If you look at my original YouTubes, I bought a really nice desk. I put up a false wall. I wallpapered the wall. I put in lighting. I bought sound equipment. I bought stands. I bought everything. And I invested, I would say, $2,000 in myself, into my YouTube. I don't know. It was 10 years ago. I'm trying to give you honest numbers. But it's 10 years ago. I don't remember exactly how much, but I invested in that, knowing, and then I worked very, very hard to film a ton of very useful videos. And I made sure they were videos that if I filmed them today doing this in 20 years, this would still be relevant. So if you go onto all my YouTube channels, no, I have not put out a new YouTube video in a while because my life is absolutely insane. I'm trying to get back into filming. I need to have a month of normalcy. It will hit. I have already got projects in the works. If you missed a lot, I also in transition have lost a ton of my videos that I started filming even a year ago. So when I create content, I create content that is honestly timeless. You can go on my videos from 10 years ago and still learn the basics of tumbler making and whatever. And it's the same information then as now as it is then. Now we've added techniques and we've updated and done new things, but the basics there. How to spray paint a tumbler. Do you know how many people don't know how to spray paint a tumbler and not get drips? I have that video. It's very simple. It's a 5-minute video. Easy peasy. And that one's not even fancy. That's me outside standing in front of my barn and teaching you guys because I couldn't spray paint inside. So I was like, well, this is a nice backdrop. We'll do it here. And so I'm straying. Investing in yourself. Invest in yourself. Okay. Decide the vibe that you want to put out there. If you were doing Tumblr, if you were doing a craft booth and you were just putting tables with tablecloths and putting stuff on your table, you are doing yourself a humongous disservice. If you were getting a booth and just hanging stuff around your booth, you are doing yourself a humongous disservice. Let's say you want to go with a very, you love fairies and whimsical gardens and crystals and stones and dream catchers, and that is what you love, and that's kind of what you want your business to be. Create that feeling in your booth. Get a pop-up, get some beautiful manzanita branches, or go get some branches, tree branches, go for nice ones. Manzanita is just really pretty, and we happen to have it so in Texas, so that's why I'm thinking about it. And make it to, we are all DIYers. Figure out, put screws in it with screws through with big old washers. Get the biggest washer you can, even if it's one screw and a big old washer, huge. Get the biggest washer you can find, and one of those big screw thing with a big screw, and put the screw in the end of the wood. Put it up into your our canopies. They all have those, you know, like the little diamonds that when you pop it up, and put the screw through that, and put the washer on the other side. So you got the big end of the wood, washer, screw through. It's going to be heavy. It's fine. So I'm just going to walk you through this. Put the washer on, put the spiral through. Okay, anchor it. It doesn't have to be a thick brick. Anyway, or hang it. DIY, figure out. I'm just giving you guys an idea. Go to, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this whispering because I hate this company. But this is where I know to get florals really, really cheap. And I haven't done it in a million years, but go to Hobby Lobby. When they have all their florals 50% off. I can't decide if this here is too hot or cold. Go to Hobby Lobby. And when they have all their florals 50% off, and get wisteria. And they have those like garlands, greenery. And make your canopy feel like wisteria hanging down in it. And then inside of that, hook some dream catchers. And I am obsessed with these things. My mom makes them. Every time I see them at a store, like a little boutique, I buy them. I love them. If you saw me going live the other day, I had them behind me. They're like a string with a bunch of little beads on it, and little crystals and stones, and like a little dream catcher in the middle, or a little thing, and then like a little bell hanging at the end. I'm obsessed with those. I love the way they feel, and hang those in there. And then have like your tablecloth. And create, so like even if you just do a tablecloth with a black tablecloth, put a beautiful like natural fiber runner along the top. Get some you know, and just create this whimsical garden fairy vibe. You are going to have 10 times the amount of people walk into your booth. Create, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but create the ear cuffs, create hair pieces. I'm going to be doing videos on hair pieces, making these really beautiful fairyland Renaissance fair hair pieces, because it's another love of mine that I've never shared with you guys, not really. And I'm going to really, I want to get into this with you guys. So it's on my list of things to get into with you guys. And have these beautiful, and put like festival, Renaissance fair, Halloween, cosplay, Comic-Con kind of things And if you don't know this, that is a humongous market for our DIYers. And then have those like displayed beautifully and have them same thing, create like this beautiful, like, you can even take a branch and have it anchored onto a platform and have the branch with little hooks holding all the hair pieces off of them, like big long feathery earrings. And in the middle of that, because we're taught tumbler makers, so let's bring it around to tumbler makers, go in, have your tumblers, glitter it, rhinestone it, and do all your tumblers in the same vibe. Now, this is just my idea. If you want to go fairy garden, peacocky fairy core, wispy, and I mean like the horses, the owls, the the fairies, the butterflies, the florals. Do all your tumblers for that, like that. Okay. And create a vibe in your booth, because if you just have a booth, you can do a booth that is just all sublimated tumblers, a row of sublimated tumblers, and you are going to sell to people because people are going to be, oh, because you have literally everything, but you're going to get a higher price. You're going to have less people go, oh, I can make that, like, you're going to have, well, I can make that at home, or, oh, this isn't worth $60, because you've created a feeling in them when they walk into your booth that it's like, oh, if I buy this, I'm going to feel whimsical, right? Okay. You can do the same thing with beach. I know it sounds crazy, but you can create a beach vibe. Get bins of sand. You can get sand, bring bins of sand to your market, put up your table, cover your table with tablecloth, obviously, and cover the whole top of the table with sand, or get like a white tablecloth, cover the center with sand, have huge sand dollars and conch shells, and then get those kind of crates looking things and decorate them with, um, on the top, put a big, beautiful conch shell with a coastal, like the beach gnome tumbler next to it, and all your tumbler beach themed things. Beach themed, you can take a cutting board, router out the center of the cutting board, and put a river down the middle with, epoxy or down there, but to have all your crafts and creations be very beach themed. Same with country. Go to thrift stores, get old boots, get the old boots, line the inside, or put pots down the inside, put flower pot, make them into flower pots. And now they're not for sale. They're just decor. I mean, I guess you could put them for sale. And bring big old wheels, tractor wheels and things, and decorate your booth, create a vibe, put a rug down, put cowhide rugs down. Even if you're on the asphalt, doesn't matter, grass, asphalt, put these, well, if you're on the grass, maybe not, but put cowhides down. If you're on the asphalt, cover the ground with cowhides, and create a very Western country girl vibe that you're like, I want to be part of this. Invest in your business. Please stop just doing a booth with things on it, because you're going to make like maybe $100. I don't know. Every market is different. I don't want to just discourage you and say only $100, because there is a world in which you do sell more. It depends on the market, And markets nowadays, be selective about your markets. Ask for numbers. If you go to a market and they're saying, we charge $300 and 20% of your sales, say, I want to see your market research on your vendors, live vendors, and I would like references to 3 vendors that sell through you guys, so I can personally contact them and find out how much they sold, how much they make, and how good this market is. If they're going to charge you that much money, they should be able to tell you what their numbers are, because the problem what's happening with markets now is they're raising their prices, they're charging all this money, but they have no basis of why they're charging that. And if they do have a basis, they're going to be very proud to show it to you. Like the Carlsbad market here, we have a huge Carlsbad market here. They get like 10,000 people through it. And if you call them and it's $500, $750, depending on where your booth is located, to $1,000 to $1,500 to have a booth there. But if you ask them for their numbers, they will send you a spreadsheet, like a packet of why they charge that much and how many people come through and what each vendor has made the last year that they had it. So now if you have some way of, if they give you electricity, an idea, if you have a booth, if you want to keep it more simple, you're like, I just don't have the energy to haul all that stuff in and out, and it's just not going to be my vibe. Great. Okay, let's step back. That's the way I would do it personally. Now I kind of want to do it. Now I kind of want to do a market. It's so fun to set up a booth like that. Anyway, it's so fun to be creative like that. First of all, I can't do a market. I need to do this room first. See, all this is in my brain. I'm literally one human and I cannot make it all happen because that's like, I have so many ideas for this space and I can't get any of them done. So, okay, because I'm one human. I have to give myself grace. Okay, let's say you're doing a market and you're like, I don't have the ability to do that. I can't. I just don't have the energy. I don't have the visual eye. One, if you need help and you just tell me what vibe you want to do and I will sit and do this for you. Okay, I'll tell you, do this, do this, do this. Okay. 2, let's say you don't have that. Do a middle of the summer in Texas. Do a lemonade stand. Brace sweet tea, herbal tea, like chilled sweet tea, like go buy those big, beautiful, clear drink dispensers. Bring in ice chests of ice. Get your food handler's license. And sell sweet tea, lemonade. If you can sell alcohol, if you get alcohol license, whatever, sell cocktails. And be like, a lemonade is $6. And do, by the way, if you're going to do this idea, do lemonade either sweetened with honey or lemonade sweetened with monk fruit or stevia. Hit that natural crowd, hit that diet crowd, and hit that natural crowd. And you can even say, I use local source honey. It's really, really good for your body, and have like a little thing. And even if you have to charge $8 for lemonade, put why you use local grown honey, what honey does for your system and for your body, and how good it is for you, and like your get away from refined sugars. Then have one that says, this one's sweetened with monk fruit for all of our low calorie girlies, or all of our you don't want to just get discount men, so all of our low calorie friends, or whatever you want to write. And then put, this is why we use monk fruit, and write the benefits of monk fruit over aspartame or whatever. Okay. Have the beverages, and so you can buy just a lemonade, or you can buy a lemonade in this that will keep it cold all day while you sip through the market for $30, whatever price you decide, and just have sublimation tumblers. Then say, and have a bunch of ready to sell. Say, these are the ones that are ready immediately for you, and have a big rack of all these sublimated tumblers. And if you have electricity, say, or here's a book, and have a bunch of sublimated sheets printed out, and say, or you can grab one out of this book. We'll make it for you. Have your heat press, have your things, and heat it. Say, come back in 5 minutes. We'll have your iced tea ready for you. Heat press the design that they picked that you don't have up on your wall. Heat press it, let it cool. Ice, lemonade, top, $30. Just say. That's if you have electricity. If you don't have electricity, just bring all your tumblers, do a booth of just tumblers, but make your gimmick be healthy drinks. If it's wintertime, obviously do hot apple cider, hot chocolate, hot coffee in a tumbler that will keep it hot the whole time you're at the market. Oh, I am so good at this, Vicki. I could do this all day long. That's why I never worry about my family's livelihood or sustainability financially, because if Lily and Rose really does crumble, I will just pivot so hard to my next idea. I have 97 ideas and I can't implement them all. And right now I'm just like, I can't even get Lily and Rose back up and functioning properly. I mean, it is functioning properly, but like my space here, because I'm so busy. Yeah. So yeah. It's going to happen. My New Year's resolution is to be more organized in my daily thoughts and stop letting my mind spin, because what happens is I am like, I get so overwhelmed that I have so much to do. What is that called? They call it that it cripples me, that I can't get anything done, because my brain is so overwhelmed with the amount that I have to do. I literally can't do anything. So then literally nothing is getting done. So like when I come into this space down here, it's absolute chaos. So I've just stopped coming down here. unless I'm doing a live, because I can't. And that's just the last couple weeks because the baby's been out sick and out of school. And but once that baby's back in preschool, we've got a nice running start where she'll be in school every day. Well, sorry, everybody on Instagram, it just cut me off. I think I just lost the internet for a second. Okay, so that's that. This was not meant to be a business talk. This was meant to be, I got to go and change and edit the name of this one to running your small business. Yeah. So don't get discouraged. If you're somebody who's like, oh, nobody in my area will spend this much money on a Tumblr, stop selling to your area. If you know, like for when I was in Texas, there's a town called Bulverde. It was like the fancy town. That's where we first moved to. That's how I know about it. It was like the fancier town and it was booming. It was blowing up because it was just outside of San Antonio and it was a really higher end community. We didn't know when we moved in there. We just were like, oh, we just looked at houses. We looked at houses literally all over Texas. And I even like that. And this is a new build that was in our budget. I had no idea what the schools or area were like, but that's in our budget. Bought it, lived there. Now I know because we lived there that it was considered in the area one of the nicer areas to live just outside of San Antonio because it's like a 20-minute drive into the city. So that's why it's booming because everyone that's moving to Texas are looking for these areas where they can work in San Antonio at their new job and they can live somewhere nice that's not so crowded as San Antonio. So anyway. So then I moved to Stockdale. Yeah, I'm not going to sell in Stockdale at a market a $50 tumbler. It's just not going to happen. There's all that literally exists in Stockdale is a gas station and a meat market and a library and a post office and a gas station. Did I say gas station already? 2 gas stations and a church. That's literally all that's in Stockdale. So there's no way I was going to sell a $75 tumbler there, but I would have started doing booths out of Bulverde where I know that it's a different mentality, a different price point that I'm going to sell to. Don't just start selling just to your neighbors. Sell, and then past that point, sell to the world. On Etsy, you can put that you sell internationally. I sent tons of stuff internationally. So, anywho. All right, I gotta go. It's almost 10 o'clock. So if you guys are just jumping in, thank you guys for hanging out. Go to iwantglitter.com, click on today's deals. If you have not looked at the website since last night, there's over 200 items on either super sale or free. Okay, if you're getting the freebie items, it's 1 per person per day. So you can, if you shopped yesterday, you can add another one today of all the free items, 1 per person per day. If you add like 10 of a freebie item, you will get 0. You got to qualify for the freebie items. You got to play fair and you got to get just 1. So freebie items, there's over 200 free or super discounted items under today's deals. So go to iwantglitter.com, click on today's deals and get all the goodies. All right. I'll see y'all later. Bye, everybody.